Thank you very much, Pastor Salome James, Deputy Premier, and Mrs. Daniel, Honorable Mr. Robelto Hector. I must be tired this afternoon. Honorable Patrice, Nisbett, Honorable Carlisle, Powell, and Honorable Dwight, Cozier, all the advisors, families of the ministers, other senior government officials, supporters, friends of the Nevis Reformation Party. First of all, let me say that it is a glorious day for all of us to be here on this 4th anniversary of the government. And indeed, we must make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and we must come before His presence with thanksgiving. We appreciate how good God is and how good He has been to the people of Nevis and to the island of Nevis. And so we are here today, and we are here to give thanks in every way. I want to say that we have had 4 years of hard work, 4 years of being together, 4 years of changing the face of this country. And we could not do it without the help of God. We could not do it without His presence. Let us look at the hurricane seasons and how fortunate we have been. And I do hope that this year, again, we'll be spared. Nevis has taken some knocks, and God knows best. And I'm quite sure He sees, He understands, and He will do what He has to do, whether we wish or we don't wish. But we pray fervently that this year, once again, we'll be spared. For 2 years, we have had the 4 seasons closed. For 2 years, things have been tough. People have been out of work. Some people have not been able to pay the bank. We have had all these difficult experiences. But again, we have to thank God that in spite of all these, we are not one of the worst countries in the world. We have done very well in spite of all this. And the bankers have supported us, and we have supported each other, and the government has done a wonderful job in also supporting the people of Nevis. I see these 2 difficult years as a time of challenge, as a time of testing, as an opportunity for us to prove ourselves. And prove ourselves we have. And we understand the appreciation of all those who have understood that in other countries where people have been let off, in other countries where we have had starvation, where you have had financial cuts, where you have had distress and riots, right here on this island of Nevis, basically people have been happy. You have had no soup kitchens. We have had no need for handouts because the people have still been able to survive, and many have still been able to do well. And so we can give God thanks. We came in a time when there was increase in crime. Let's not forget, crime did not start in 2010. Those of us who look in our manifesto will see that the number 1 priority was crime. That was the number 1 priority. And again, we have persevered. Crime does not start in an instant. It grows and grows as people become more and more careless and even reckless. And when you try to stop it, it does not happen in a moment as well. It takes time. Just like it takes time to turn around a big ship, it takes time to turn around crime. And we have done a very good job in doing this. We have to remember all the hard work we have done with the children, all the training that we have done. We have to also remember the many speeches, the many seminars, all the different things that have taken place. And today, we can give God thanks when we see the young men taking responsibility for their children, because that is how we are going to help to bring crime to an end. When parents take responsibility for their children, when parents nurture the children beyond the ages of 12, 13, 14, 15 until they become big men and women and they can go off on their own. And if we look at the march that we had this year and remember all those men who march, and when we look at the graduation, the primary school graduations, and we see the many fathers turning up with their mothers to take care of their children, we can give God thanks because we have tried and our efforts are coming to fruition. And God is rewarding not the government, but the people of Nevis for the efforts of all of us. We have worked with the police, and they have shown they have responded in kind. They have demonstrated an interest. Up to a few hours ago, the chief called me. And that is how we now operate. We call each other. A few days ago, there was a robbery, a bank robbery in St. Kitts. And I called him. I said, put the whole of Nevis on alert. Let us look and monitor the ships, the ports between St. Kitts and Nevis. That is how you help to bring crime under control. We said it in 2006. In spite of whatever blame that we have had, I am satisfied that we have performed, and we thank God for the effort, and we thank Him for the victory. I spoke about the 2 difficult years that we have had. But did the government stand still and helpless? Not at all. We have to thank the Land and Housing Corporation, Mr. Hector, Minister Hector, for that corporation that built Cherry Gardens. Now, many people thought that Cherry Gardens was just a political gimmick. Others thought we were building houses for people. Of course, we were building houses for our people, and we did a fine job. There were some small difficulties which we are addressing, but in the end, everybody from all over the Caribbean and as far as America have said that we have done a great job. But we were doing more than that. We were making sure that in the hard times of the midst of the worst recession since 1934, that our people were working. That is the point.